I am learning to become more confident in my style without the need for approval. Hey everybody, what's up? It's me, Najah Marie, back with another video, and today I am rediscovering my aesthetic. In case you were wondering, well, I'm pretty sure that you guys have questions like, Najah, what do you mean by rediscovering your aesthetic? Don't you already have an aesthetic? And I do, but I'm rediscovering my aesthetic because, well, like I said before, like I already have an aesthetic, but I never really had the confidence to wear things that I really want to wear. So before I get ahead of myself, let me just put this into context. So let me start from point one, and I have notes to keep me on track in case I go off. So, and this video is more than likely going to be a two-parter, so this is part one. So first things first, what exactly is an aesthetic? And I googled it, found many definitions, but there was a specific definition from Cambridge University, or Cambridge Dictionary. And I liked their version better. So their definition of aesthetic is relating to the enjoyment or study of beauty, or an aesthetic object or a work of art is one that shows great beauty. And that's what I want my style to reflect. Now, how does that apply to me and my style and rediscovering it and all that kind of good stuff? So growing up, my style really wasn't much of a style because I went to primarily like Catholic private schools for most. Really? Back to what I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted. So I went to primarily private Catholic schools for between like grade school up until high school, and I'm gonna include pictures, obviously. So of course, with going to private Catholic schools, you don't really have freedom for self-expression aside from maybe some accessories or shoes. Or really, I wouldn't even say shoes because we had to wear certain shoes too aside from tennis shoes for gym. But that's neither here nor there. Basically, with private Catholic schools, you don't really have much room for self-expression because obviously you have a uniform and you have to wear the uniform, follow the rules, etc., etc., etc. So I didn't really have much of a personal style. However, as I went into high school, that was when I began to experiment mostly with trends. I was following trends like everybody else really, because you know, you want to fit in with your friends and you want to fit in with like what's hip and cute and trendy at the time. And from what I can remember of being in high school is that like I wore a lot of skinny jeans and a lot of like graphic tees. Yeah, I wore a lot of skinny jeans, graphic tees, and you know, like tennis shoes or Converse because I felt comfortable. That was my comfort zone. If I did dress up, obviously it would be for like a high school dance or whatever. And then as I got into my early to mid 20s, I was still following trends a little bit, but there were like bits and pieces of my personal style that were like kind of flourishing, but not really. Like I still didn't have the confidence to wear what I wanted to wear. And this leads into why. So the recurring theme of like why I didn't have the confidence to wear what I really wanted to wear ties back into my relationship with my mother. And you're probably wondering, like, what does that have to do with the topic of this video? It has a lot to do with the topic of this video because, as I have repeatedly said, I never really had the confidence to wear what I wanted to wear, except for when I wasn't with my mom in any way, shape, or form. Like, if I wasn't with her, I would wear what I wanted to wear. But around her, it was a completely different story. I guess I can just give you guys a story, just to give you an example. So let's see, let me go back into my archives. Okay, one example of what I'm talking about is a couple of years ago, like maybe 5 or 6 years ago, there was this music festival that was in town called Essence Fest. My mom, me, and a few of her other girlfriends, you know, they all bought tickets and we went. However, before leaving the house, I decided on wearing like a nice like white spaghetti strap dress, or it probably wasn't even spaghetti white, it was like a patterned dress that I got from Old Navy, which looking back on it now, it really wasn't even my style, it was my mom's, but that's a whole other thing. Back to what I was talking about. So before we leave to go to the festival, I remembered that like the arena, since we were going to like the intimate super lounge area where they have like all of the small acts, that's all indoors, inside. So obviously a lot of people, there's going to be air conditioning. And me, I get cold. I decided to pair the dress with one of my jean jackets because that's what I felt comfortable with. And before leaving the house, I was dead set on wearing that jean jacket with the dress because I knew that I was going to be comfortable because I always get cold. My mom, however, had another idea, which was instead of wearing that jean jacket, why don't you just wear this light, thin linen jacket, which was a little bit kind of see-through, but not really, because it would look better with the dress and it wasn't blue on blue. And I didn't want to wear that because I knew that it was going to be cold and that other jacket just wasn't going to do it, but she kept insisting to the point where it was just like, you're going to wear it because I told you to, whether you like it or not. Otherwise, you can just stay. And I was like, granted, I was like pissed off and frustrated because I wanted to wear what I wanted to wear. She didn't want me to wear what I wanted to wear, but I really wanted to go to the festival. And so I just caved and wore it. And the whole entire time I was, battery's gonna die. So where was I? So I was talking about that whole situation with my mom and wanting to wear a jean jacket instead of this linen jacket. And the entire time we were at the festival, I was just in like a bad mood because I didn't get to wear what I wanted to wear, what made me feel comfortable. And at the time, my mom was like asking me, you know, what's going on? Why are you angry? Like, perk up, smile, you're here. And it just wasn't it wasn't a good feeling. Like, the whole evening just kind of like sucked. So that was my little mini story time. Okay, so obviously you guys have an idea about where I'm coming from with this. Now in present day, I am learning to become more confident in my style without the need for approval or the need to have like my mom's approval, you know, listening to her opinion on, oh, do you think this looks good? Do you think this looks cute? Because I don't have the confidence to wear what I want to wear, but not anymore. So that's exactly what I'm doing. And I am legit asking the question, what does Najah like to wear? What does Najah want to wear? And actually wearing it, because I like wearing it and my style is a reflection of me. So how am I going about doing this? Well, the first thing is I created a Pinterest mood board with like inspiration for my aesthetic, my style. Of course, everybody's style is different. Style is subjective. Style really should trump fashion because fashion is mostly trendy and changes every year, couple of years, whatever. But style is eternal. And believe it or not, one of the things that my mom would tell me all the time is to not like stop buying trendy clothes, because trendy clothes don't last. Invest in quality pieces that you can wear on rotation, because they go with almost anything and everything. So I made a Pinterest mood board with pieces of clothing from like celebrities that I like, to places that I want to travel to movies, to music, to even like textures, different kinds of textures that really inspire me and get my creative mind going. I did that. So after I made the Pinterest mood board, then I made a color palette. There's a website called Coolers, but I used that to create a color palette so I can have an idea of like what colors I really like, which helps a lot, instead of just like looking at all of my different pictures for inspiration and just being overwhelmed by color. Because as an artsy person, I like color, but then I also like monochromatic fits, and then I like textures, and then I like, you know, pastels. So I'm kind of all over the place in a way, but at least with the color palette, it gives me something to focus on. So after I made the Pinterest mood board and the color palettes, then I went through all of my clothes. So I consolidated my wardrobe, because in all honesty, once I went through it, I totally realized that there are a lot of pieces of clothing that I don't even resonate with anymore, including the outfit that I have on right now. And I'm trying to remember, like, why did I buy it? Oh yeah, because at the time I was like really interested in menswear, and I still am, don't get me wrong, I still am. But I was like trying to fit this sporty girl, athleisure, carefree, lackadaisical, like I forgot the type of aesthetic, but I was trying to like emulate that, and by going through my clothes, I totally realized that that's not me at all. So I went through my clothes, separated them into 3 different piles. Obviously, pieces of clothing that I want to keep that fit my aesthetic, give away and sell. Did that. And now I get to go shopping. Okay, you guys, so this is the end of part 1. There's going to be a part 2, so don't be alarmed. I wasn't gonna leave you guys all on a cliffhanger. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it made sense. Like, this kind of turned into a tutorial on like finding your style, but not really. Yeah, it was interesting. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you've been liking my content thus far, don't forget to hit that like button. Comment below whether you want to see me do more fashion videos like this one, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button below, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Later.